Here on the Troy University campus, I'm Barry McKnight within the field house, catching up on Troy women's golf with senior golfer Laura Fangmeyer. Laura, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for being patient as well. Troy women's golf coming off a tournament win at the Velvet Classic last weekend in Paducah, Kentucky. First of all, congratulations to this team. Second of all, catch us up on that. How important was it? How did you arrive at it? And how did you think you played?
I think it was really good for us. First of all, our freshman, Constanza, she won the tournament, which was huge for her since it was the second one she ever played in.
Right.
Also, it was really good for the whole team to finally win the tournament because in the past we've had two really good rounds, one really bad one, two medium ones, one really good one, and this way it was just nice for us to have it going for all three rounds. And especially this tournament, our bad rounds were way better than they have been in the past. So, yeah.
You mentioned Costanza. That's Costanza Quiroga. She was the individual titleist. It's Troy's first individual title since 2019. For the team, in and of itself, it's the first tournament win in a little while. But you mentioned you've been close. You as a team have been close here and there. Consistency is important in golf.
It really is. It doesn't win, you're not going to win the tournament with the lowest round. You got to do it 3 rounds in a row, having the lowest score in total. So, yeah, it was really good for us. It definitely gave us confidence because I want to say the field that we played wasn't the strongest, but you still have to win in the end, and that's kind of like a hard thing. And I wasn't aware of the scores in the last round at all.
Right.
We were obviously all just focused on playing shot at shot, but after when we talked to coach, he said that we were in the lead for most of the day, and then we struggled at the end of it. I remember I made a bogey at the same time, someone else made a bogey, someone made a double bogey, and it was not looking good. But then in the last 2-3 holes, we made 3 birdies and won by a shot, so that was very good.
It's different for those people who watch professional golf on television. You're talking about team golf, Laura, where, we didn't realize we were. You haven't said I yet. Team golf is a different mentality than just if you're playing by yourself on a tournament. Can you tell us how?
I mean, every time you're over a putt, you're thinking, oh, I got to make this for the team. I got to make this for us because me playing good is not going to – it definitely helps the team, obviously, but it's not just me playing good. It's everybody doing their thing, and in the end, that's just,
And how much better does it feel to be able to celebrate it all with your team?
So much better, I think.
What was that like?
It was so good because it was just the tension when you, don't know – people are still out there, you're already done, and you don't know how everybody's finishing the last hole, and you're just please tell me, because we were 1 shot ahead, and I was please let this be the right scores in there and everything. And then it was huge for Constanza too, because she made a birdie on her last. There was a 4-tie lead, and then those 4 went and had a playoff hole, and she was the only one who made birdie, and we were all watching her and cheering. And it was just really good.
Yeah. You made up 8 shots, I think, in your final round from when you went in the third round. Talk about how you finished and maybe what that meant to you and your development in your year to this point.
The tournament before that, the first tournament we played, I was struggling off the tee a lot. So I was having to take a lot of penalty shots, and then we all were practicing and trying to get better, obviously. And then when we left for the Paducah one, I felt better, but the score was it was fine, but it was a 75 and 74 and stuff. But then in the last round, I was doing good, around even par the whole day, and then a bogey came, but that I made a birdie after, so it was moving into the right direction for sure, all of us.
And finishing with a flourish, you and the entire team. You've got a group, you've already mentioned Costanza and yourself. You've been playing quality golf for a long time for Troy. Players like Caitlin Ortiz. Name some of the other ones out there on this team who for you, an experienced player, you kind of know what they're about and what they're capable of and how dependable they are. Name some of the other players.
Especially Caitlin Ortiz and Manya Saini. They are players 4 and 5 normally.
Right.
And it's just a great feeling to know that your number 4 and number 5 can win a tournament individually too. And it doesn't mean just because they play on spot number 4 and 5 that they're not capable of shooting good scores. And it's just like a good feeling for myself, even like when I'm having a bad day and a bad round and struggling and I'm all over the place, to like see that they're doing good and they're fighting for this team just as much as the other ones.
As a senior, is there, again, for the people who aren't necessarily familiar with collegiate team golf, you have played a lot of golf. You have a leadership responsibility to this team because of your experience and because of the production that you've had. Do you feel that leadership responsibility for this team?
I would say I do in like many ways. First of all, I always want to play good for them and be like someone to look up to, I would say, and be like just, like practice-wise and like putting in the work and effort for them to like follow, I would say, or do better even. And then also just little things like when we do bad as a team as well. It's like we're in this together. We win together, we lose together. So I always try to encourage them like after bad rounds and like have meetings and talks about like what went wrong today, what can we do better tomorrow, this type of stuff.
You've played all over. This team, you've played in a lot of different venues. We're up in Kentucky. You've got a lot of different places you're going to this year. Off the links, off the practice tee, off of the putting green, when you're away from golf and you're traveling with them, how much fun is that?
It is so much fun.
It seems like you guys have a good time.
We do always have a good time. And it doesn't matter who's going to the tournament because it's not always the same lineup, but we get along so great. The team chemistry is so great. We're always here for each other. We laugh so much together. And it's the best. They're the best team.
What's it like playing for Coach Keck?
It's been like a really good time. It's just like we want to play good for each other, of course, but also for him, I feel like, or I personally do, because I think he's a great coach, and he's also a great person. He always just tries to be like there for us, and he is, and he checks in on us. He's like, kiddos, make sure you drink enough water, get enough sleep. It's not just the golf part of it. Yeah, it's great.
Knowing him as I do, he's lighthearted. He's upbeat. He's positive. But when it's time to get the work done, better. You've got to put the work in.
I know he's so fun, and you can have so much fun with him. But it's also like discipline, and just got to put the work in.
Followed your career ever since you got to Troy Laura as a senior from Tulln, Austria. Tulln, Austria. Tell me a little bit about growing up in the golf community. What is golf like in Europe for an aspiring young female golfer?
I think it is not so much different from here, especially women's golf. Like, I'm from Austria. It's way smaller country. So there's smaller golf.
Right.
I mean, golf courses are way less and like players way less and everything. But I don't know. I've been traveling a lot for golf all over Europe, and I've played great tournaments all over Europe. And I don't know. I think the only real difference that I can tell for myself is that when I'm here in the States, it's a little, probably also because we're playing as a team and not as an individual, but it's just like more fun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's not the same for everybody, but for me it is. And yeah.
How did you get started?
My dad picked up golf as a hobby, and then when I was like 7, 8 years old, he always like made me come with him, and I hated it at first.
No.
I did not like it. And well, I just like kept going every Saturday, and like there's people my age, like young kids. And so I kind of stuck with it, and then I started getting a little better, so it was a little bit more fun than when I started. And then I went to a boarding school, high school. So I had kind of the same schedule that we do here now, have workouts and golf in the afternoon. So then I started playing competitive and more and all the time and travel a lot. And we just don't have the same opportunity to do university and golf at the same time. You like could not do that at home. You couldn't go get a college degree and play that much golf. So it was never in question for me to go to the States.
So how did you end up here? What was that journey like, Laura?
I had an agency, College Sports America, that you can sign up for, and they make a profile, and then coaches can look into that and find players on that. That's actually the same way that Manya got recruited. She was also on College Sports America, and Coach Keck is in contact with the agents there, and then he was looking at our profiles, and then you know you have a lot of calls with a lot of different coaches and schools, and you just kind of look where you like it best, and I chose Troy.
Why Troy? What did you like that made you like Troy the best?
I really like that it's warm, because it's not warm in Austria in the wintertime, and that means no real golf outside for a few months. So that was a high point for me, to go somewhere where it's basically always warm. And then I had talked to Coach a few times, and he's just a really nice guy, and I felt like that's somewhere where I want to be and like be around. And I also really liked, I would say, that the South is so different from where I live, and just to like experience something super different. And yeah, I didn't regret it.
That was my next question. Has there been anything about it? Has there been anything, I should ask, has there been anything that was a real culture shock, or anything that took a little bit of adjustment for you?
There's been a lot of culture shocks when I got here. I mean, just from people being so friendly and so nice, holding the door for you when you're still like a mile away, basically. And people are super helpful. They talk really like fast, and like that was hard at first, because I had English in school, but like here people are like, so that was kind of hard. And I don't know, I mean, just like a little bit of everything that is just so different. Like Walmart, that place is crazy, or Buc-ee's. Like we couldn't even imagine a gas station like that. So I don't know, I would say like the little things.